is the OW sound. So we got either ow or O, right? So it's either a long O sound and the W is kind of silent, like in snow, or we got the ow sound, like in clown. Okay, so for this one, we are going to put an X beside the long O, where like snow or show or stuff like that. Okay, so let's go through these together. How do we say the first one?
How.
So do we put an X?
Teacher, X.
We put X beside the word owl. So it's
Where X, where it stands for the long O sound.
It's owl.
No.
How?
No.
No.
Is how the
No.
long O sound, or O
Brown.
is the long O sound?
Snow.
Right.
How?
So you're doing it the opposite way.
No.
Ian,
No.
you're doing it the opposite way of what it's asking. It wants the long
Here, this is-
O sound. So when the word sounds like O, that's where you put the X. If it sounds like ow, you don't put the X. Okay?
Wow.
Loud.
Is it loud or is it low?
Low. Oh, low.
No.
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 Slow.
Ball.
Oh. Flow.
Ball.
No.
Growl.
Snow. Brown. This is brown.
It's not brown.
Brown.
Crown. Crown.
Low.
Down.
Low.
Brown. Brown.
You guys are all different.
Glow.
Don't worry, we'll go through it together. Once you guys get to 28, stop there and then we'll go through it together.
Short. Cow.
Slow.
Cow.
Low. No.
Flower.
Oh.
Around.
Show.
Around. Around.
Wow. Down.
Okay, get your erasers out because you're going to need them.
Crown. How?
Now remember, we are only putting X's on words that have the O sound. So, when you say these words out loud, look at my mouth shape, okay? O, ow. O, can't see my teeth, right? O, ow. So,
How?
first one, how. Is that an O sound or is it an ow sound?
Owl.
Okay, so we don't check number one. So Ian, erase number one. Snow. Check or no?
Check.
Check, yeah. Own.
This. Check.
Check. Town.
Yes.
No.
Ow.
No.
Town.
Don't check.
Don't check. Crowd. Crowd.
No.
Don't check. Now.
Don't check.
Don't check. Bowl. Bowl.
Check.
Check. Grow.
Check.
Check. Low.
No.
Check.
Yes.
Low.
Yes.
Check.
Yeah.
Plow.
Don't check.
Don't check.
Power.
Check.
Power.
Don't check.
Don't check.
Power. Owl. Owl.
Check.
No.
Owl.
No.
Don't check. If you hear O, you gotta hear O. Slow.
No.
Snow.
Yeah.
Yes.
Flow.
Yes.
No.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, yes.
Show.
Yes.
Brown.
Yes.
Yes.
No.
Brown. Ow.
Crown.
Crow.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, check.
Yes.
Crown.
No.
No.
Down.
Yes.
Yes.
Down.
No.
What again?
Down.
Down.
Yeah. Towel. Towel.
No. No.
No.
Glow.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. Throw.
Yeah.
Throw.
No.
No.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yes. Shower.
Yes.
No.
No.
Shower.
No.
Word.
Hour. No. Cow.
Ow. Yes. No.
No.
Remember, you gotta hear O. You gotta hear O come out of my mouth. Like blow.
Yeah.
Yes.
Arrow.
Yes.
Yeah.
Tower.
No.
No.
Good. So now, what you're gonna do is basically the left side, the long vowel column, if it makes the O sound, and then the diphthong is the ow sound. So you have to decide. You find the OW word in there, and then say, is it O or ow? Okay?
How?
So town.
Ow.
How?
So circle town, and then
No.
put an X or a check in, is it O or ow?
How?
And you know what you can do to make it easier so you can remember? Just under the long vowel or beside it, just write a big O, and then on the diphthong, you can put OW. Right? So you go O, ow. O, ow. So the first one,
Down.
don't even look at how these are marked because these are actually wrong. Up here is all wrong. So for the first one, town is our O.
Oh.
Town.
Towel.
Ow.
O-W.
Oh.
O-W.
How
Right.
is OW?
Then next one is
O.
show. Yeah.
Oh. Roll.
Row.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh. Clown is OW.
Yeah.
Crowd.
Crowd.
OW.
Oh. Crowd is O.
Crow. Ow. Crow.
Then OW.
O-W.
Yeah, it's not crowed. It's
Crow.
crow.
O-W.
This is ball. Ball.
Okay, so circle the name of the picture. So these are oi sounds.
Ball.
Okay, so
Ball.
well, you're looking for the oi or the o or the oy that makes the oi sound.
Ball.
So what you're looking at in the
Yeah.
picture there in number 1 is the water bubbling, right? Do you know what that's called in English?
Boiling.
When the water bubbles.
Boil.
When it hits 100 degrees, right? It boils, yeah. So you would circle boil.
And then boy. It's like
And then obviously number 2 is a boy.
Coins. Number 3 is coin.
Yeah. Number 3 are coins.
Soil.
Yeah. 4 is soil.
this one.
Oil.
Yes, this is
Yeah.
oil.
That is oil. It's cooking oil.
Toys.
Those are toys. Yeah.
Coins.
Coins.
Noise.
Noise.
Yes, this is noise.
Yeah, that's noise. They're banging pots and pans.
This is
Ball.
Foil.
F-A-W.
Foil.
foil.
Foil. Yeah, that's
Foil.
what you put on food, right? To keep it hot. Tin foil. And okay, so now fill in the blanks using enjoy, toy, and coins. So enjoy, you know, means to have fun. Toys are toys, and you know what coins are.
Coins.
I will enjoy. Okay,
Finish.
Okay, 8 and 9. Okay, how much time? We got 2 minutes before break. No point starting something new. When we get back, we will. What do we gotta do? Unit 5 of reading sketch or reading club?
No.
Yeah, because they have our English time workbook, so we can't do Unit 4 yet. So, Unit 5 of reading sketch.
Oh,
Do it now.
you're right.
Not now. It's break time now.
you can write first. Write the first page.
You want to get on it? You can start.
No. Not.
So, I mean, we've done function, we've done gravity,
No,
We-
no, done.
Condition.
we've done. We
Whisker.
didn't do condition, we didn't do tool, but we've done function, gravity, whiskers, and have we done a range?
Yeah, every.
A range, yeah, we did. Okay, so we've done the last 3 or 4, right? Function, gravity, whiskers, and a range. So a condition is like how do they have it here? Yeah, okay, that's what I was gonna say, but that doesn't make.
Condition is
Let's go with a tool. A tool is a thing you use. So like a hammer can be a tool, a pen can be a tool. You can use your phone
The
as a
state
tool.
of something.
That would be condition, yes.
Condition?
Condition is the state of something. Right, so you could be, let's say you go for a run and you're tired. You know, you're not in good condition right now, or you're sick, you're in bad condition. Your state is that you are sick, you're in bad
to
condition.
play something in right? No.
No, it's
So-
Yeah, so there's a hammer of a knife.
Right, a device such as a hammer or a knife is a tool.
It's true easy this one. Function.
The function of something that's
So function is
What
a dash sound and a hammer to type function.
No, let's-
no, that's
That's
tool.
all.
Function.
It's
Oh,
to-
they. You know what? Is we learned it as a noun, and what they have it is here is
To
as a
work, to
verb.
perform it.
Yeah, they have it as a verb, to work or to perform,
Oh.
to function. In our spelling, we had it as a noun.
And gravity is the power that pulls things
Towards
the
Earth.
air.
Yeah,
is gravity.
is gravity. Yeah.
Whisker is a hair is near the moment. No.
No,
It's a play
to press
something
with
in
that
its
whisker.
right order.
To press something.
Is whiskers?
Yeah.
Is to place something in the right order?
No, that's a red.
No,
That is a range. Yeah.
whisker is hair that is near the nostril.
Right. Whiskers. Remember we talked about like my mustache and stuff. Whiskers.
A red is
To press.
a state of something.
No, the
No,
state
to
of something
play-
is conditional. We went through that one. Yeah. Nice and messy. Okay, so this one is what aliens might look like. So, do you guys think aliens are real?
Yes.
Yeah.
Do you think they look like us?
No,
Do you think they look kind of similar to us?
they look ugly.
They look ugly. Well, what? You think you're beautiful? So, a lot of people think that aliens might kind of look a lot like us. Like, aliens are probably going to need to eat, right? So, they'll probably have something like a mouth. Because, yeah, like a mouth, right? Because when we look at animals on Earth, most animals that eat have mouths. Most animals need to see, so they have eyes, right? So aliens will probably have those kinds of things too. They might not look like our eyes, they might not look like our mouth, but they'll have something that does the same goal, the same function, right? They're going to need to eat, so they're going to need to take stuff into their body. We have a hole with teeth in it. That's what we do. So we need to chew our food. Maybe they don't need teeth, but they're still going to need to bring stuff into their bodies. They're going to need to see their environment. They're going to need to know where they are, how to move around. You know, not be a very good alien if it just keeps bumping into walls. So they're going to need something like eyes. So those kinds of things we can probably guess they're going to have, but they might not have arms or hands or fingers, right? Because not everything on Earth has arms or hands or fingers. Birds don't have fingers. I mean, technically, actually, I think they do. They've just got big flaps of skin over them, but whatever. Fish don't have arms, you know, so we don't really know that kind of stuff. But as far as seeing your environment, eating food, those kinds of things, we can assume that they probably have. What might aliens look like? We like to imagine aliens visiting Earth. What would they look like? Many scientists have thought about this question, and they have some answers. Robert Vieri and N.J. Barrow are two such scientists. they believe that aliens would look similar to us. They also think that aliens would live in the same conditions as humans. So that means that they think that they're going to live on a planet that's similar to Earth.
Teacher, I see UFO one time.
You've seen a UFO?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Well, do you want to talk about it?
There's one circle and
How long ago?
I don't know.
You know, like a long time ago?
Yeah. How long? In one circle in the sky.
What time?
In Taiwan? In Taichung?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I see one and
And
view and go and
Yahoo.
it's a blue and I don't see he where.
Cool.
Just blue and blue.
And this?
Were you like really young or
I don't know.
you don't know? You don't remember?
Like this?
No, yeah, blue and I don't know. Like
Gone.
Ding, ding.
There's actually some cool videos. Maybe if we have time later, I can show you some videos about U.S. military pilots taking videos of things that they're not sure what they are. There's a couple. If I can find them, I'll try. So okay, we're talking about conditions. They would think they would live in the same conditions as humans. So that means that they kind of feel like aliens would come from a planet that is kind of like Earth. So it's warm enough that there could be water, liquid water, not just ice or steam. Like, so you need a certain temperature. They need something to breathe, so they're thinking it's going to be probably something like oxygen. So very, very similar to us, right? If they grow up on a planet that is similar to ours, then they might look something like we look like. Thus, aliens would need legs to move and hands to use tools. They would have ears, eyes, a nose, and a mouth like us. These would need to be near the brain to function easily. Right? That makes sense, because your brain is basically your computer. So you want all the stuff, all your senses close to the computer. So, because that's the most important area to protect. So keep everything together. You only got one area you got to really worry about. However, aliens would probably not look exactly like us. Their size might depend on the gravity of their world. Stronger gravity would mean aliens could be as small as dogs. Because if a planet is larger, it's going to have more gravity. And if it has more gravity, it means that it takes more energy to move around. So it makes sense on a planet with larger gravity to have smaller animals, because then they don't need to take up as much energy. It costs so much energy for them to move around that they can't grow to such a big size. So if you are on a planet with less gravity, things will grow larger because it's easier to move around. Their weight isn't as great. There's actually a really cool show that don't know. No, it's called The Expanse, and it's on. I don't know if you guys can see it, but the idea is that people. It's a couple hundred years into the future, and people are living on Earth, and they are living on Mars, and they are living in the asteroids. And what has happened to the people living in the asteroids is because they live on places where there's almost no gravity, is their bones start to stretch and their bodies start to get much longer because there isn't that force pushing down on them that is keeping us at our height, right? So these people that live in space are actually getting taller and taller, and some of them are like 2.5, 2.6, 2.7 meters tall because they've never lived in a place with gravity. It possibly is, right? Especially if you want to travel great distances, smaller makes more sense. Now, okay, so look at this picture with the eyes and the mouth above it, right? Now, for me, this doesn't make a lot of sense. Because when we put food in our mouths, we do this, right? Our hands are down here, our mouth is here. We're not covering our eyes. If our mouth was up here every time I went to eat, I'm blocking what I'm seeing. Right? Is that going to help you survive if things are trying to attack you and eat you? No, that's good. That is a disadvantage to have. It doesn't make sense that that's how you would grow, because it would be easier to kill something when it's eating if you're blocking your eyes. So, I mean, it's kind of a funny drawing, but it doesn't make a lot of sense.
Like this.
Yeah.
It's too big for me.
Right. It would make more sense if, like, the eyes were up here but could move around, like,
Yeah.
you know, that way when it's eating, it can just keep an eye out. There's nothing sneaking up behind it, you know? That would make more sense, right?
B.
Yes.
B. Why B?
Because to describing the possible appearance of aliens.
Right, yes, that is the right answer, but how do you know it's not A or C?
A is not. It doesn't exist.
Right, it's not trying to convince us that aliens don't exist, right? There's nothing about that in the article.
And to differentiate is on the life, and they don't have faith on the life.
Well, yeah, we're not talking about research on alien life because we've never found aliens, so we can't research something that we've never actually seen, right? All we can talk about is our ideas. Number 2, the pronoun they in paragraph B. So, they believe that aliens will look similar to us. They also think that aliens would live in the same conditions as humans.
No, it's
C.
C is the scientist, right? Vieri and Beryl. That's the they it's talking about.
Why do scientists think that aliens may be smaller to us?
So yeah, why do they think they might be similar? Because their world is like ours?
No.
Because they want to live on Earth?
No.
Or because their brains are like ours?
Yeah, C.
No.
Alien
Let's go back.
It's A.
That's it. It won't be.
Alien.
Where is it?
Here.
Because their world is probably like ours.
Yeah, I know it says that somewhere and I can't find it right now.
So it's B. Where are you?